Hello, YouTube, and welcome to another exciting episode of Slotted In There. It's episode 4, so we're going to talk about 4 things, aren't we? There's 4 different elements that you can have, isn't it? Was it earth, wind, fire, and I can't think of them. Water. There you go. There's the other one. I'll have to check my notes. What else we've got? Mathematicians. They have 4 general things you can do: add, subtract, multiplication, and division. If we looked at 4th dimensions, you've got length, width, height, and time. But clearly, we're going to talk about the Fab 4 tonight. That's right. It's the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I'm Michelangelo because I'm a party dude. I'll let you decide who the other guys are. So it's Damien, Tim, and Sean.
Hello. I want to be Raphael.
How are we all this week, guys?
Yeah, good.
Peachy and excited. I won't lie, I've been really busy this week, guys. You'll be sad to hear, but I haven't come up with a nice intro bit now before we start the show. I just haven't had the time. I've been too busy rearranging my room and all that lot. But never fear, I always had a contingency plan for this, just so I didn't let anybody down. Because my son, very helpfully on my birthday this year, got me this card, which is emergency dad jokes. So we're set. So don't worry, but I'm going to give you a treat because there's 3 of you. I'm going to give you 3 of them just to get us into the mood. I feel into it just to help you out. Okay. So Sean, did you know I'm on a whiskey diet?
No, I didn't.
3 days. I've lost 3 days already. Damien, did you know people in Dubai don't like the Flintstones, but people in Abu Dhabi do? It's good, isn't it? And let's pull out a really good one for Tim because he always loves these. I see it. This one is written by my son as well because he thought he had another joke in there. Just the special one I kept for you. Tim, why did the chicken cross the road?
Why did the chicken cross the road?
It didn't. It got hit by a car.
Good. I'm glad.
There you go. Brilliant. Let's go on with the show. Okay, so it's This Week in Games where we look at the games we've been playing this week. It's self-explanatory. That's what we do. I think, gentlemen, this week I'll go first because, I haven't been first for a while, I don't think, this series. So the game I've been playing this week is a little sort of retro indie style game called Moonleap. So Moonleap, yes, it's a lovely sort of 2D retro-styled little puzzle game. And the concept really is you're a little moon, and when you leap, it changes from nighttime to daytime. And as you change in there, you get different spikes or different things happen in the level. Generally, different spikes appear on different platforms. So if you've got a sort of light blue sort of platform, that's the daytime, and while you're stood on that, that's fine. There's spikes on the purple one, and then when you jump, it turns to night time. So the spikes go off the purple one, and they come on the blue one. If that makes any sense, it's probably easy to see on the screen what's going on, but it makes it quite challenging then of how to do the puzzle because you've got to think about all your leaps and how do you do it. Can you get through a certain area without leaping? And yeah, it's very good. It's a good little puzzle game. It's not a very long game, but obviously you'll be spending a lot of time in it because trying to get through some of the puzzles, because some of them are quite tricky and a bit of head scratching, or I found them tricky anyway. But they were quite rewarding to do. I really enjoyed it. Like I say, I had a good time with this game that I've played so far. I haven't got to the end of it, but it's a nice little game. You can jump in, the music's quite tranquil. You probably need that because it's going to get very frustrating as you die a lot on some of the levels. But yeah, like I say, you feel very rewarded once you've done it, and it's just a bit of a chill, bit of a relax, and it's quite a nicely cute little platform. I don't think it's too expensive to get as well off the Steam store. I don't know if it's available in other stores as well, but yeah, if you just want to try it, have a little puzzle game, you're into that sort of thing in that retro sort of style, and like something you can drop in and drop out of quite easily. Yeah, this is a good time for you, hopefully. So yeah, I really like this one, guys. It was a great sort of game, sort of little puzzle game and everything, and I like the mechanics about it. What did you think?
I thought it was quite good. The way that your night and day cycle with the jumps and things bring on the different obstacles in the level. I thought that was kind of cool. Gives you a bit of a brain tax.
Yeah, it was a bit of a different twist. I mean, it kind of initially comes across as like your normal kind of like platformer run and jump but with those added mechanics, it kind of like really switches the levels up. So it gives you a lot more to think about. It looks interesting.
No, and it was really good. Like I say, those mechanics do make it very frustrating in parts. But yes, it's very addictive and you want to go back to. So it's very good. Brilliant. Who'd like to go next?
Tim.
Tim, well volunteered. What have you been playing this week, Tim?
I haven't been playing a whole sword. I've been playing half sword.
At time of recording, Half Sword is not actually a complete game. There is a playtest and there is a demo. This is the playtest. In the menu, you can choose from the most heavily armoured at the top and work your way down to whatever this is. Obviously, we're picking this. At its heart, the game is a medieval combat simulator. However, I don't know exactly how seriously the devs took this. Now, admittedly, I've seen people who are incredibly skilled at this game. Their hits are accurate and powerful. However, whenever I've played this game, the phrase Muppet falling down the stairs springs to mind. Let's just say that I lose more than I win. Knocking your opponent down isn't a guaranteed win. Knocking them out or killing them seems to be the only effective ways, and sometimes you have to get down and dirty on the ground in order to do this. There are various game modes that you're offered at the end of each bout. For example, here we have Fist Play and Carnage. Carnage mode is basically a free-for-all, every man for himself, and introduces the most basic weapon in the game, the knife. Obviously, the game mode that I'm playing on is fairly gory. There are settings to reduce the gore to better meet your particular comfort levels. Now, the thing that really makes this game stand out as being something unusual and certainly worth your interest is the control system, which is entirely unique and I've never really seen it before. Basically, the idea is that for some reason, maybe counterintuitively, your right mouse button controls your left hand and your left mouse button controls your right hand. When you press those buttons, it brings your dukes up ready to throw a punch, and you effectively waggle your mouse from side to side in order to, let's say, Muppet falling down the stairs. Despite this odd system, you'll probably find techniques and weapons and styles that suit your particular gameplay style. And sometimes thwacking somebody's ankles with a hooked staff is sufficient to win the match. And winning by whatever means can sometimes feel visceral and satisfying. However, sometimes it can feel like the game is working against you. You can up the ante by going full armor. Obviously, this does tend to last an awful lot longer when you're trying to take down your opponent because you simply just aren't hitting the soft bits. Going full armor and switching up the game mode so that all of your opponents are slightly less armored than you, but there is more of them, can make for some particularly messy fun. As the game is still under development, there's no PvP as yet, but that might be something that we could see in the future. One would hope. But for now, you're just taking on the AI. Both the demo and the playtest are currently free on Steam, so look up Half Sword and have some gory, silly fun.
So this is actually just a game demo at the moment. It's not like a full game yet. So there's obviously a lot of work that still needs to go into it. But there's some interesting elements to it. It's the combat's just insane. It makes very little sense to me, but I have seen people playing at a much higher level than me. And because your swings and everything are all controlled with your mouse, it makes things a lot more accurate, but also a lot weirder. It's not like press A to punch. It's just waggle your mouse like a crazy thing and hope for the best.
Yeah, it looked quite good, didn't it? Sort of like the ragdoll sort of physics. Like I said, there's a lot of potential there. It needs a bit more. And just from the part you showed in the video, I can see that would be a very good sort of party game with all your mates, isn't it? When you can play against each other.
Well, yeah, when they finally get like 2-player or 4-player or something sorted out, then yeah. Well, until one person gets particularly good and just wipes everybody out all the time. But, you know, that was always the case with having a friend around that wants to play Eddie in Tekken. Yeah.
I think I'd probably go with Half Baked than Half Sword. I wouldn't even say that's alpha by looking at it, but
I was
It's still
I was
very funny
quite,
though.
I was quite impressed with given it's it's an indie developed game and all the rest of it. It's some of the graphics, especially when you get like the armor on and stuff like that. It's really well realized. It's pretty good, and the physics, yeah, an interesting way to do combat. But I think, as Damien says, it's not a game yet, but it's certainly got the potential to be a good one.
Oh, well, there you go, Tim. You basically failed. You didn't play a game this week. You didn't hit the remit. You must try harder next week and actually play a game.
But I showed people something they may not have seen.
And it's not a card game.
It's not. I mean, it's
And
not
it's
a card
not a
game.
game.
Let's go with that. Brilliant. Damien, would you like to go next?
No, Sean should.
Okay, Sean, you're going to go next.
Yeah, I can go next. This week, I have been mostly playing Alice: The Madness Returns. Alice: Madness Returns, the stunning sequel from 2011 to American McGee's Alice.
At least the place I've landed is somewhat familiar.
About time, too, Alice.
Now, this isn't your granny's wonderland. Oh no. Alice: Madness Returns drops you into a beautifully broken world of corruption, chaos, and some seriously creepy vibes. But here's the thing. This game isn't just about the action or the pretty graphics. There's real depth here. The story digs into Alice's psyche, exploring trauma, guilt, and what it means to confront your own demons. It's heavy stuff, but it's what makes the game so memorable. You feel for Alice. You actually root for her. The gameplay strikes a balance between combat, exploration, and platforming. Combat system is fluid, with Alice wielding an arsenal of fantastical weapons like the iconic Vorpal Blade, the Pepper Grinder, and the Hobby Horse.
Ah, it's you again, Alice. You may approach. Why would I do that? You want to eat me?
Platforming segments can be challenging but rewarding, as they often reveal hidden secrets and collectibles. I had an absolute blast playing through this game again, and it's certainly not lost any of its charms, despite being 14 years old. Give it a go.
No. Bad dream. A blasted good night.
Hatter, I recall leaving you in a decrepit condition.
What?
Not in pieces.
Oh, it's you.
What's happened here? You've lost your hat, and some parts are missing.
So, Alice: Madness Returns. I remember playing this back in the day when it was first released. I'm a big fan of these type of games, and in particular, this game's designer, American McGee. He was involved with id back in the day with Doom and Quake and that kind of stuff, and he branched out and started producing these Alice games. And for a platform sort of first-person shooter or third-person shooter, shall I say, puzzle game, absolutely ticks all my boxes. Absolutely love the story. It's very dark to the normal Alice in Wonderland that your Disney Alice in Wonderland, but it's brilliant. What did you guys think?
Well, I've only played this. I haven't completed it, but I played it only about a year and a half ago because it's on Game Pass. Because it got recommended off another YouTube channel. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. I've got at least halfway through it. And it's one of them you just stop for some reason. But I was really enjoying it. And like I say, you can go off and find secret areas and paths. I think I probably stopped because it starts to get quite challenging, some of the mechanics. I think you had to use an umbrella as a shield whilst also shooting and dodging, which I'm just rubbish at in games. So, but it was quite good. I like the mechanics about it and the variation with your different weapons that you could use for enemies. So, yeah, well worth a play, in my opinion.
The art style, brilliant.
I don't know. It looks a bit Tim Burton to me. Never been a fan of Tim Burton.
It's the name, right?
Yeah. Generally, anybody that's called Tim is a. I'll pause there before I go too far.
Right, Burton.
Brilliant. And then Damien, then what have you been playing this week?
Well, I've been kind of like futuristic motor racing with Grip. If you enjoy high-speed adrenaline-fueled combat races like Gas Guzzlers, Split Second, but want the futuristic feel of Wipeout, then Grip Combat Racing is the futuristic high-octane game you've been looking for. Developed by Caged Element and published by Wired Productions. Grip introduces gravity-defying racing with vehicles capable of driving on walls, ceilings, and if that wasn't intense enough, the vehicles can drive on both sides too, allowing the player to recover quickly from flips and crashes, keeping the intense racing action alive. Adding to this festival of speed, you also have the combat element, where players can use weapons and power-ups to attack opponents or defend themselves during the races. These are collected on track as you traverse at high velocity to get and stay in first place. The game offers various modes including classic races, elimination races, and even arena battles. A plethora of game modes to keep you entertained. And you don't need a top-end toaster to play this on either. A fairly modest potato should be able to run this without breaking a sweat. Grip is considered a spiritual successor to the roll cage games from the late 90s, and its combination of high-speed racing, double-sided vehicles, power-ups and arena battles makes a unique experience of fast-paced, gravity-defying action. Available across all platforms, and even better if it's on sale. This title is a blast and worth gripping onto. So there we go, boys. Futuristic racing, Biddle Battle. It's brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. High impact adrenaline rush racing.
I played this a while back, and I remember having an awful lot of trouble with the controls. Like it didn't behave the way that I was expecting the vehicle to behave at all.
That's probably just you, Tim. It worked perfectly great for whilst I was doing it, mate.
I seem to remember it feeling a bit jank. Maybe it was a controller issue, but
I haven't actually played this one, but watching the footage, this immediately took me back to mid to late 90s when I used to do like LAN parties with my mates, and we was playing a game called Roll Cage. Do you remember that one?
Yep.
And this looks like the updated version of that game. It almost, the cars look identical, the spin upside down, and you can carry on. And we used to have a right blast on that. 4 of us racing around the tracks, and this looks like more of that, but updated. So yeah, count me in. Yeah,
that was my exact same thing. When I saw it, I was like, I know this game. It seems very familiar, but I've not sort of played it. And then as soon as you mentioned in the video that it was like a successor to Roll Cage, but I was like, that's it, because I played Roll Cage stuff back in the day as well. So yeah, so great selection of games there this week, guys. Apart from Tim, who didn't pick a game, but apart from that, great.
3 out of 4 ain't bad.
3 out of 4 ain't bad. What a classic tune that is. So, What the Tech, where we look at some tech from the past, present, or future that you want in your life. But, gentlemen, this week I've changed it slightly just to spice it up for you. So, do you know all the promotional adverts you get for the technology you see in magazines sometimes of someone using said technology or something like that? I thought this time I should have actually shown the tech. I'm going to show you a little section of an advert of a user using a bit of this technology, so you can, basically maybe I can win. We'll see how it goes. Okay, gentlemen. So what do you think to this picture? You can see this lovely lady is enjoying a brilliant bit of tech. I can tell you now. A bit difficult.
Well, assuming it's not the helmet, it must be something that she's stood on that we can't see. I would imagine like a motorized scooter or skateboard or like a hoverboard or something.
Maybe. Shall we have a look at the options for you then, gentlemen? Okay, so is it A? Is this lady off on a date with a loved one on an electric unicycle? That might fit Tim's sort of idea there. Is she enjoying a new Bluetooth bra that can change support strength automatically throughout the day when needed?
It
Or is
must
it
change
option
it quite
C?
dramatically if she has to wear a helmet.
Is she enjoying new dentures that never fall out whilst preparing to be shot out of a giant cannon?
A.
She's wearing a helmet. I mean, why would she need to wear?
Well,
if you're being shot out of a cannon, you probably need a helmet. But I must admit that new dentures that never fall out to be shot out of a giant cannon is a very niche market.
Well, you got to think.
Have you been looking at my internet search history?
Have you seen some, just thrown out there? It's just the advert.
Yeah, it's A.
Tim's definitely
A. I'm going to side with the boys. A.
We're all going for
A. We've either all got it wrong and Chris has succeeded, or we've absolutely smashed him.
Okay, then.
If it's C, there's something either wrong with you or wrong with this entire planet.
If it's B, how much support does something need supporting?
Well, I mean,
depends what time of day it is.
It is, yeah. I mean, what activities you're doing, who knows? Need more support in more situations than others. I don't know. I don't wear bras, to be fair, but the tech's there, isn't it? It's ready. It's waiting. Shall we see what the answer is to this question, though? The answer is, it is A. They're off on a date with a loved one on an electric unicycle. I can't pull the wool over Tim's eyes, can you, you guys? Yes, it's a solo wheel. So basically, it's an electric unicycle. If you can't be bothered to walk and you don't want to take a bike, it's something you can pick up and carry. You can look very smart, like, say, this gentleman in the middle here. Clearly, you put a cycle helmet on and in your suit, and off you go down the road. It's a great bit of tech that everybody enjoys for the office worker at the moment. I haven't seen a lot of them around where I work, to be fair, but I'm sure there's loads. It's going to be taken off huge at the moment, or it's probably popular in some other country. But yeah,
I'm just trying to imagine the conversation she was having with the fella prior to going on said date. Like, oh, what do you want? Do you want to meet in a bar? Do you want to go for a meal? No. Let's get an electric unicycle. What?
Well, shall we go for a nice walk down the pier? It's like, no. I can't be bothered walking. Shall we go on the solar wheel? Yeah, let's go on the solar wheel. And they're really happy, out in the sun, getting fresh air. It's what you want. It's what you want.
Why take two wheels when you can have one?
Precisely. And then you can carry it around with you, because that's obviously going to be a helpful thing to do. Carry it into shops and everywhere. But
run out of battery
to happen.
Yeah. I mean, the battery, I don't know how far it goes, the range, to be fair, but anyway, it's a great bit of tech. So that was What the Tech this week. Hooray! Yay! Woohoo!
Okay, boys. Discussion issue this week. Windows 10, the termination date, making hundreds of thousands of devices completely obsolete because they can't be upgraded to Windows 11. What are your thoughts and opinions on this e-waste disaster that could possibly happen?
Well, when is the last date? Is it
14th of
September,
October?
October, sorry. Yeah. So it's not far away now. That's creeping up. Well, it depends. I mean, the thing is that there's ways around the installation of Windows 11 on hardware that, in theory, can only support Windows 10. If you create an installation thumb drive using something like Rufus, it offers you options where you can sort of bypass the TPM 2.0 requirements and that kind of thing. So there are ways around it, but I don't think that your average user is going to do that. And another way to get around it, of course, is on a lot of not so modern, but just about modern enough motherboards, there is a header for a TPM 2.0 module, and you can just buy one if you can find the right one for your motherboard and plug it in, and then you can install Windows 11. But yeah, this is potentially, as you say, I think it's going to be an e-waste disaster because 99% of people are not going to be either A, capable of doing it, probably not know about it. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's going to end up in landfill here.
Yeah, you're right in what you say, but again, looking at your average Joe out there, and not wanting to sort of like put anybody down or anything like that, but a lot of people aren't bothered about Windows upgrades or updates or security updates. They have their PC, their laptop or whatever, and then just use their laptop. I'm assuming Windows 10 will continue to operate after that date. It just will not receive updates, security updates, and things like that, making it more vulnerable to attack. So yes, there is going to be a lot of e-waste because of this, but I think you'll find a lot of people will just carry on using Windows 10 ad infinitum until their device drops dead and they get a new one. Alternative to that, which are possible, which not a lot of your average people are going to do, but you could wipe it, put Linux on it, put a free version of Linux. You've got an up-to-date operating system. You can do pretty much what you can do on Windows, give or take. So that's another alternative. But I think, in answer to your question, Damien, yes, there are going to be a lot of people taking perfectly good bits of kit to the tip and getting rid of them.
I mean, there is the possibility you could pay that extra, is it $30 or something, where you can get the LTE support that takes it on for another year, but it's security updates only.
No, I didn't
but
know about that.
Still doesn't get rid of the fact of your aging hardware, the fact that it could be your processor that's not actually at the standard to be upgradable with Windows 11, and like Tim says, the TPM. Some motherboards you can upgrade that on, but some you can't. It is quite a conundrum for some people that perhaps aren't particularly that up to date with their tech, or know about ways around things, such as Tim's idea with the Windows 11 kind of get around install patch. But the other issue is Microsoft are kind of cramping down on those, that if it doesn't actually meet the tech standard, they don't receive updates for Windows 11. So it leaves you in the same boat.
Mm-hmm.
So it is quite a confusing time. And I think your idea, Sean, with the Linux distro, I mean, if you go with Zorin or Mint, those are the closest ones, or even Arch, depending on how modern your device is to run the last one. Those are the best alternatives in Linux that look very much Windows-esque.
To that point, Damien, it's I think people who are likely to do that, like put a Linux distro on their old hardware, they'd already be doing that anyway. They'd already be au fait with installing Linux and updating Windows.
We're thinking about people like your gran, who's probably not going to go, hey, I'm just going to install Linux on this old box now. It's unlikely to happen. I'm not saying that there aren't grans out there that can't do that, but it should be noted, that most people are not going to make that kind of a switch. But to your point, Damien, about the idea of putting Linux on, I have seen some Linux skins that you can get which make it virtually indistinguishable from Windows.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you sat down at it, you probably wouldn't know the difference unless you started digging around under the hood. So there is options out there, which is interesting, but again, you need the tech know-how to get to that point, which is why this is going to be a problem in the first place. Most people don't think like that. If you're watching this video and you are the techie person in your family, remember to mention this to all of your friends and family, that this is coming up. What was it, October 14th? And make sure that they either have a plan in place for a new computer, or if they don't have a plan in place for a new computer, some idea about what they're going to do with their old machine.
Or at least aware of the implications of not doing anything with it.
Yeah, because I think a lot of people are not going to be aware of this, and it's going to catch them by surprise.
Maybe we should do a future video on possibilities.
Okay, so we're at that part of the show where we look at a dilemma from one of you guys from the comments that you put to us, and we solve whatever dilemma you're facing in the only way we know how.
Some say he once convinced his grandma he wasn't hungry. Others say he can hear sign language. All we know is he's the Gamesmeister.
Watcha, boys. How's the bloody bout it, eh? Back once again with another dilemma. And, after seeing Sean's pitiful performance last week, I have no wish to speak to any of you. I'll get straight on with the letter. This week we have a more personal dilemma. One from a Miss Lara. Here we go. Dear Slot is in there. I have a sensitive issue I'd like your help with. And I'll get straight to the point. Well, both of them actually. It's about my breasts. They're triangular and pointy, quite unlike the usual shape most women have. While some might see this as a disadvantage, it's actually been the opposite for me. My unique physique has helped me carve out a successful career as an international archaeologist, giving me the thrill of raiding tombs and uncovering lost treasures. However, my life has also felt isolating at times. My fame, fortune and distinctive silhouette seem to keep people at a distance. As I grow older, I find myself questioning whether I should change my body to blend in more, allowing people to get closer without risking jabs or bruises. Or should I embrace my individuality and celebrate it by performing Madonna's Vogue at Butlins venues across the country? Your biggest fan, Lara, 90s girl, Croft. An unusual dilemma this week, don't you think, boys? What should Lara do? Should she look at changing her body shape to fit with what the world and society thinks it should look like, so she can fit in more and maybe gain a bit more attention? Or should she stay as she is, entertaining the great masses at the popular resort of Butlins across the country? The choice, as always, is yours. And this week, it will be all of you playing Buster Move 99 on the Nintendo 64 console. Get busting!
Okay, guys, what do we think? We've got to help young Lara here.
Well, I don't think you should ever be body shamed or hating on your physical appearance. You've got what you've got. Just stay with it. And besides, Madonna, belt-in tracks.
Cracking, you can't go wrong with a bit of Vogue, and exactly the same thing as Damien saying, you shouldn't be ashamed about your image. Obviously, she's had a great career so far because of her image. It hasn't, hindered her so far in life. So just ignore the other people. You'll find the right person that accepts you for who you are, I'm sure, in the future. So just stay as you are.
Yep, I'm on board with the other guys on this one. No body shaming here. You go, girl.
Yeah, I think I agree with you guys. I think we're all in agreement on this one, which I think is a first. I think too much pressure is put on young women nowadays with Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, social media, magazines, image editing and things like that. So I think Lara should be Lara. You do you, as you are.
Well, I feel though, just because we need to have the two options there, I'll be the bad guy in this scenario and say you need to change, love.
Whoa!
Which well, one of us has to. There has to be a bit of jeopardy. We can't because one of us is going to win the game. So there's got to be a bit of thing. So I'll go for if I win, you better change, love.
Okay, let's see how we did.
We're going.
Right, cool. We're in the right lanes. Red. Oh god, I can't aim for toffee, so green. Oh, you.
This is harder than I remember it being.
It's quite hard, isn't it?
Not row.
Go away. Don't give me more. Oh, God.
Oh,
Oh, why? What? When? How?
Oh,
Grr.
son of a...
Preacher Man?
Son of a bitch, man.
what do
We'll
the
go with that one.
rainbows do? I don't know what the rainbows do.
Taste the
There's
rainbow.
the rainbow.
Oh, okay. I think I see what they do.
Oh,
There's
for
more
goodness. I
falling
can't aim
down.
for toffee.
Should we aim for toffee?
Yeah, I do. Oh, who keeps putting stuff on my screen? Stop it. It's not kind.
Oh, I've got all the non-colours that I don't need.
I don't have anything on my screen. It's telling me to hurry up, but I don't know what to do.
Go quicker. See what it means by hurry up.
Oh, I got to keep putting them on the screen. Okay. Oops.
Can we do the yellow? There you go. Red. There you go.
No, that went wrong.
Oh, for goodness. You're
I'm
not giving me the
going to
right
try
colours.
threading that needle. No, that was wrong. I have
don't want a
messed this
purple.
all up.
Oh, for goodness.
Ooh. Ooh.
Oh my
Hmm.
god.
Oh, you what's it? I need to go in that gap.
Oh, rats.
Ah.
Oh, the rats.
I made a
Oh,
hole.
That didn't work.
And now I've
oh
got
my
the
God. We're
wrong
going to be in trouble in
colours.
a second.
Oh, that really didn't work.
Oh, for goodness.
Have some more
Oh,
of
I'm
those.
in bother. I'm in bother. I'm in so much bother. Oh, I'm
Did
going
not
to
go where I
die.
needed it.
It just won't go in the gap. It's really annoying. Oh, I'm so dead. Someone keeps throwing stuff at me. I've lost. For goodness sakes.
Oh, good. A retro game that Chris isn't good at.
I just can't aim. It's terrible.
At your age, mate, you should know better than that.
I should do, yeah. I mean, I'm wearing glasses,
Oh,
so
no.
that's my excuse.
Oh, this is going to end
No.
badly.
Oh, you're a bit of bother, Damien. It's you or Sean.
Oh,
Well, I'll do. I
Uh-oh.
have exorcised the demon. This
I've
house
got problems.
is starting to get cleared up.
I'm out.
Boom.
Or am I? Do I still have? Oh, okay.
Just about.
I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this.
Stupid.
Ah, fuck.
Oh, really?
Ooh.
That was supposed to go in that gap. Well, I'm out.
Oh, it's close now. Oh, Sean's nearly up.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Ah.
I was close again, didn't
Why
I?
you?
Why, you dirty rascal.
Hear
you.
me? I don't like
doing
puzzle
so well at
games,
the
and I've
beginning.
just floored a lot of you.
So there we go, guys. It looks like Damien won. Makes a change, doesn't it? Makes a change. But anyway, I lost really badly, to be fair, which is good because I feel we didn't really want that choice. So I don't mind losing at this game. But
Yeah, I'm glad that Chris sucked at a retro game for once.
Somebody that really doesn't like puzzle games won.
shocking, isn't it?
I should have won that one. I like the puzzle games. I'm all about the puzzle games.
But not today.
Not today. No. Well, the frustrating thing about that was is I didn't know what happened when you're playing 4-player and you clear your screen. I cleared my. I was the only one that cleared the screen. I was like, great, I've won. This is great. I've done it, and it's still counting down, and I didn't know what the hell was going on. I was, but I've cleared the screen, and then I had to
Last
throw
man
more stuff
standing.
into the screen and carry on clearing. And I didn't.
Last man standing rule.
Yeah, well, I didn't realise that. I just assumed that if you clear your screen, you must have won. Stupid game.
How about
Stupid game.
no?
That's how you fail. There you go. But brilliant. We made a decision. Basically, Lara, don't change your body. Be who you want to be. And go off and rock a bit of Madonna around the buttons of the UK.
Oh yeah,
Girl power. We're like the Spice Girls.
that's what's been a winner.
Hey, and that's the end of the show. It's been another great one. Hopefully that you enjoyed. I'm sure we all enjoyed it. And the only letdown was Tim not playing a game. But let's not dwell on that too much. Guys, what do people have to do?
Well, if you found the show informative, don't forget to hit like and subscribe down below the video. It really helps us out. Doesn't cost you anything.
Leave a comment. Have some interaction with us. Let us know what you think, and we may respond to you.
And tickle the bell so you're notified of any of our future uploads. Nice.
And as always, we're going to leave the show with a little quote to send you out into the ether. Hopefully good for times or just something to think about. We'll see. Anyway, this week I picked a quote from John Green, which is an American author, still going and all that lot. He's written one of the best-selling books of all time, The Fault in Our Stars, from 2012. And that's obviously why I liked his quote and I thought I'd share it with you now. And the quote is, "What a slut time is. She screws everybody."
Wow.
Strong words.
Wrong words.
I prefer the Groucho Marx quote. Time wounds all heals.
It's equally as bad.
What? On that blue screen of death, anyway. It's time to end the show. And we'll see you next week, maybe. Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.